I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Children, a mom, and a pair of town of Wallkill firefighters returned to the scene of a near tragedy. This frigid pond off Webb Road was where 5 local kids ages 9 to 11 fell through the ice Saturday afternoon. 2 made it to shore. The 3 others had to be rescued thanks to the efforts of the firemen, a pair of state troopers, a neighbor, and an older child. Yesterday, a couple of the rescued kids presented a large thank you card to Pocatello Fire Department Chiefs Joe Mazza and Greg Yam. Mom Duina Corona was thankful for the happy ending.
It was very scary. And seeing them in the hospital all bundled up and with coffee, just watching them with their little faces of terror, it wasn't a good feeling.
For responding emergency personnel, Saturday was a day to put their ice rescue training into action.
Number one thing is training. Orange County at the Fire Training Center, they teach us multiple things, and just without your training, it would be very difficult.
And even with all this cold weather, firemen have these words of caution for those considering a walk on ice.
Don't go on the ice, guys. It's especially when it's going up and down, and temperature-wise, you're gonna be thinking that it's okay, but it really isn't, guys. It's really not a safe area.
No kids or moms at Fancher Davidge Park in Middletown today. Just a squirrel in search of a little food on another bitterly cold day that kept most of us indoors. Those who did venture outside needed to dress in layers in order to deal with single-digit temperatures and below-zero wind chills. It'll be more of the same for the next 24 hours at least. Another dangerously cold night ahead, followed by another unseasonably cold day tomorrow. Details coming up in the local forecast. Town of Deerpark residents who showed up at last night's town board meeting are hoping the action taken by their town board helps create a movement that will result in the repeal of the state's new gun control legislation. Members of the town board voted unanimously last night to condemn the state's new law, giving New York some of the toughest gun restrictions in the country. Town Supervisor Carl Brabenec says the resolution is aimed at overturning legislation that opponents believe infringes on their Second Amendment rights.
We want to send to the President of the United States, the governor, all of our locally elected state officials that we believe that this gun legislation that was passed is absolutely unconstitutional according to the Second Amendment. A lot of our residents feel that way. We're hopeful that our legislators will reconsider. We're very happy that Senator Bonasek and Senator Larkin voted no against that legislation. We hope that other senators will follow suit, and we hope that legislation can be passed that will repeal the law. Local
resident Stacy Case brought her "Don't Tread on Me" flag to last night's meeting. She says the push to rescind the NY SAFE Act needs to start at the grassroots level in places like Deer Park.
It starts right here in these little town halls that people need to come together and stand up so it snowballs. I mean, this is all we have. This is who we are. We're American, and this is our Constitution, and it shouldn't be trampled on because it is. It is.
Those who spoke out in Deer Park last night say what needs to happen to curb gun violence are reforms in the mental health system, expanded anti-bullying programs, and better enforcement of existing laws. Deer Park wasn't the only place in the area where gun rights were being supported last night. More than 200 Ulster County residents showed up at a meeting of the county legislature in Kingston to urge lawmakers to reject a proposed resolution put forward by County Legislator Donald Gregorius that calls on Congress to pass tougher gun control laws in the wake of the Sandy Hook school shootings. The resolution will be reviewed by the legislature's Law Enforcement Committee next month. Speakers last night say gun control restrictions are unjust laws that violate the Constitution. Also in Ulster County, demolition work now underway at the long-abandoned Ames Retail Plaza in Napanoch in order to make way for the new Napanoch Valley Mall that will feature an $8 million, 132,000 square foot Walmart supercenter. The 2 remaining stores that were there relocated to a smaller retail plaza back in November. The Napanoch Walmart is expected to open in the fall, and predictions are it will create up to 300 full and part-time jobs. The supercenter will be the town of Lorsing's largest development project in the past 20 years. $93.5 million. That was the low bid submitted for some major redecking work needed on the Newburgh-Beacon Bridge, considered one of the largest projects in the history of the State Bridge Authority. Kiska Construction of Long Island presented the lowest of 10 bids for redecking the south span of the bridge. The bids that were as high as $116.8 million were significantly higher than the $80 million the authority was hoping for. Bridge work will be done almost entirely at night over 3 years, and local labor will be used. A bid could be awarded by the end of the month. The project is expected to create more than 150 local jobs. And state police in Sullivan County say they caught him red-handed, braving the cold to steal refrigerators. Troopers responded to a call of a burglary in progress at the Green Tree Acres camp in Ferndale. That's where they say they found Joseph Martinez attempting to remove 2 refrigerators from a building, then load them onto a pickup truck. The 28-year-old Monticello man was sent to Sullivan County Jail after being charged with third-degree burglary. Well, don't look for much of a rise in our frigid temperatures over the next couple of days. Temperature readings will drop into the single digits and even lower in the higher elevations again tonight, with below zero wind chills. As for Thursday, it'll be mostly sunny but continued bitterly cold, with the highs not expected to get to any higher than 20 degrees. Friday will be cloudy with light snow by late in the day, the highs in the low to mid-20s. For the latest news and weather-related information, keep checking right back here at Record Online and get the news you need to start your day tomorrow in the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.